Midweek action in the USL Super League with two high-flying teams in Lexington and Spokane set to clash in the Bluegrass State. Lexington defender Madison Perez leads the league with 5 assists. Will be looking to play provider again tonight. For Spokane, midfielder Taylor Almer has provided stability in the middle as Zephyr endure a long road trip. It's Lexington and Spokane next. The fans filing into Lexington SC Stadium tonight in Lexington, Kentucky. It's USL Super League action, Lexington SC and Spokane Zephyr. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Central Bank. With the former U.S. Women's National Team midfielder Casey White, I'm Josh Eastern. Last time out for Lexington SC, it was 2 quick goals against Dallas, but then that's where it all went south.
And if you're Lexington, this is exactly how you want to start getting 2 quick goals, but Dallas would eventually wake up and create a lot of attacking opportunities. It wasn't just 1 goal, but a second and a third that would follow to give them the 3-2 lead. Lexington head coach Mike Dickey said the first 80 minutes were good, not quite the last 10. They'll be looking to get back on track tonight. For this Lexington side, though, they are the only team in the league without a home win. And that's something you don't see very often, and especially on the goal-scoring side. They get 11 goals away from home, but only 6 when they're at their own stadium. From an attacking sense, this Lexington SC side will be looking to Maddie Parsons, who is second in the Golden Boot race in the league. She's not only having a great season, but also came off a great game versus Dallas Trinity with a goal and an assist. She's a player that can score from so many different places and will be really important to their attack this evening. Parsons will help lead the line tonight for Lexington. She is in the starting lineup this evening. For Spokane, they are in the midst of a 6-game road run. We're right at the midway point of this road run as well. And this is incredibly difficult. It's asking a lot of your players that they started off just this past weekend with Carolina in a 0-0 draw. It was good, but they need to be better in front of goal. That's what they're going to be looking for on the road against Lexington starting tonight. And we talked to Spokane forward Amina Ekic about being away from home.
We've had to adapt, have different routines, kind of just been locked in. Lots of recovery, kind of focused on what we need to do, studying, doing film. So it's been very soccer loaded, but we're excited to wrap out our East Coast tour and head back to Spokane, hopefully with 3 points. And Amina, welcome back to your home state as well. What are you most excited about for this matchup here today? I'm really excited to see my family and get to play in person in front of them. Coming overseas from Australia, they were champs. They'd get up and watch my game super early, but I'm really excited to have them watch me play in person again.
Amina, thanks so much for your time and good luck tonight.
Of course, thank you so much.
Building you up to first kick tonight from Lexington, Kentucky. It is Era's night here at Lexington Stadium. We'll have lineups and first kick on the other side right here on Peacock.
New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked Bebidas.
Once the game kicks off, the hype doesn't matter anymore. Your follower count means nothing. Your resume is irrelevant. What matters is the moment, the game, the crest on the front of your jersey, the people you play for. Are you going to make history? Are you going to save the day? Are you going to score a hat trick, break some ankles, or give a kid the thrill of a lifetime? This is what the movement is all about. These moments that matter. The USL Super League.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The two most most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why.
Yeah, I said what I said. I don't care, I paint the town red.
Survive this, it's going to make the whole story that much better.
The bright horses have broken free from the fields.
The team's making their way out onto the field tonight at Lexington Stadium here in Lexington, Kentucky. It's Spokane Zephyr on the road taking on Lexington SC. Tonight's starting lineups, and we start with the home side for Coach Mike Dickey. It's just one change in a 4-2-3-1 tonight.
And just watch for Amanda Allen and Hannah Richardson in those wing spaces. They'll look to come inside at times, but also look to get in advanced position. Those two, along with Parsons and Autumn Weeks, will be really important in the pressing shape and also generating chances.
For Spokane Zephyr, another game on the road, their third straight game on the road. It's two changes after that 0-0 draw over the weekend against Carolina.
And Vetter's one of those changes. She had a really good performance off the bench against the Ascent. She'll come into that 9 role. Taylor Almer will play in the lone pivot role of the 6 in the holding midfield. Very important to the way Spokane likes to play. And Hope Heisey, again, coming into the game in goal. She'll be important for their defensive contribution.
Rain starting to fall here in Lexington. A chance to look at your keys to the game tonight.
Well, for Lexington, it's going to be about pressing. They have an identity where they want to press really high, but can they join that with the compactness between lines, get their midfield, back line, and forwards being close together? For Spokane, the efficiency in the final third, they generated a lot of chances, but can they finish them? And then if they're going to press Lexington, you're going to have to be good in build-up, so limit the turnovers in their final third.
Are you ready for it?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it, Josh. Let's go.
It is Era's night tonight at Lexington Stadium here in Lexington, Kentucky. Temperatures in the 50s. The rain is going to fall here tonight. We'll see how that impacts these players on this natural grass surface. Lexington just about in position, while Spokane getting some final words of encouragement. That is our referee tonight. It is Ben Meyer. He will have the whistle. This beautiful new home venue for Lexington SC, housing the Super League team here, along with the USL League One and soon to be USL Championship team in Lexington. There is the whistle, and we are underway tonight from Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington in green, Spokane is in white. Lexington, last time out, we touched on it in the open. It's just not a game that you really want to repeat. They scored the first 2 goals. It was all going great for Lexington through the first 51 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes happened, conceding 3 goals in those last 10.
And I would say that having a game quickly after is a real positive, because you want to put a result like that behind you, even though for 81 minutes of the game, it was really positive for Lexington. Those final 10 minutes were very tough, and so they're going to want to get out here today and just try to right the ship and start off on a different foot.
Lexington head coach Mike Dickey said the first 80 minutes were good. He just says, though, a game like that, part of the learning curve. He says it's not been an easy transition for some players coming from other levels into this league, and we were talking about it before. It's a lot of individuals at first, and to become a cohesive unit has definitely taken time. Not just Lexington, all across the league.
Well, the game management pieces are obviously usually the hardest ones to come together, whether it's set pieces, whether it's managing the end of a game, the beginning of the game. All those pieces come together as you get more comfortable with your units.
For Spokane, their 3rd straight road game. This is their 3rd out of 6 straight road games to close out this first portion of the season that will end in mid-December. The last time out, a 0-0 draw against Carolina Ascent, the top team in the USL Super League. Head coach Joe Johnson saying, we executed the game plan well, just hit the post a few times, unlucky in front of goal. This Spokane side has scored just 1 goal in their last 3 games. They've not scored in their last 2.
Well, one of the things that Joe Johnson talked about was between the 18s, the build-up. She's been much happier with that as they've gone throughout. They did that against Carolina, especially as they got into that second half.
Here's Haley Thomas coming forward. Amina Ekic, the Louisville native, a couple of years with Racing Louisville in the NWSL. So playing again in her home state. She talked about in our pregame interview, excited that her family gets to see her tonight here in the Bluegrass State. Mike Dickey in charge of this Lexington side. Former head coach of the Jordan women's national team in Africa. And trying to lead this Lexington team into the future here. Move down the line. Parsons. It's out of play. And it's a corner kick on the way. First of the game. It's presented by Commonwealth Credit Union.
Today's corner kicks are presented by Commonwealth Credit Union.
Perez standing over it. A league high 5 assists for Madison Perez, a former 2-time All Big West first team player out of Long Beach State University. Perez floats it up. Header away towards the top of the area, nodded back into the mixer. A chance for Lexington to keep this. It's another deflection to the end line. Corner kick will be prevented, but another throw-in coming for Lexington.
And the service from Perez is really good. You can see why she has assists. She finds a very dangerous area, and not only it's not connecting, but it doesn't allow Spokane to clear.
Another clearance out of play. This is the Lexington side that is tied for the most goals scored in the USL Super League with 16, along with Dallas Trinity. But they have conceded the most goals by far in this league. 26 conceded. That's 14 more than the next couple teams that sit at 12.
And that stat is glaring because they do like to press. They love to be really high in their press. But what happens is if you're not all in concert with one another with how you're doing that, it leaves gaps. And so that's something that they know they continue to work on. They don't want to lose their identity, but it's a lot of goals conceded and they have to figure that piece out.
This is one of 2 games going on across the Super League this evening. The other game is DC Power hosting Brooklyn, and Brooklyn has taken a 2-0 lead in that game in the first half. We are on 100 watch tonight. The 100th goal in USL Super League history came into the night on 95 goals. Now 2 goals scored in the other game. We'll see which game gets it if it happens tonight. A free kick just inside midfield for Spokane. Opted towards the top of the area, looking for the flick. Collected again by Murray, and Spokane will reset. Trying to move it out wide, nothing doing. Amina Ekic couldn't get on it. And it's a throw-in coming for Lexington.
Well, one of the things we saw from Spokane in the last game against Carolina was when they started having success, it was when Joe Johnson's team got into the wide channels. And already in this game, you can tell that they're trying to play in those wide areas. That's where they want to build up in that space. And especially against the high press of Lexington, can they beat that initial pressure there?
Joe Johnson talked about players having confidence, and she said it was a good response after that game against Brooklyn and the game before the Carolina one. They lost 1-0. So they had a lot of, or they couldn't come up with a lot of chances in that game. And then they hit the post, I think she said 4 times against Carolina Ascent.
Yes, and the decisions were really good on the shots they took. It was just very unlucky in a lot of ways with those opportunities.
Broken up in the middle, and Lexington trying to carry it back the other way. Amanda Allen moves it ahead. And Lexington can settle things in the middle. Here's Claire Winter. Good ball to find space down the left, and Lexington will progress forward. Richardson. taken away. Again, Julian Valorand there defensively for Spokane. Murray stumbling through the middle, but keeps her feet and connects with Amina Ekic. Ekic showing some good skill. Ekic, it's a battle there between Ekic and Courtney Jones, and the foul will go against Ekic.
And there certainly seemed to be a tug previously where Ekic looked like she was going to be in the clear, and then there's the retaliation tug from her. But you'll see right here, she goes right past Jones, has the advantage. There's that grab on the side right there that the referee missed, and then Ekic called for the foul.
The Spokane side, we talked so much about their wing play and how dynamic they can be. Amina Ekic, a big part of why they've been so successful in those wide areas.
And that's why there's been a lot of turnover in the 9 position centrally as well. Joe Johnson really wants to have the 9 hold the ball up and pin the 2 center backs so Ekic and Vigiano can have space to take on in the wide areas. They're starting to do that a bit more, whether it's Vetter or Jaskinek, who was in last game.
Jaskinek starting on the bench tonight. Chance to look at tonight's injury report. It is brought to you by UK Health. Mackenzie Weinert, another one of those important wing players, is out tonight for Spokane. Unfortunately, it's a decently long list for both Lexington and Spokane. A midweek match, both teams coming off games over the weekend that they probably want back, but maybe for 2 different reasons. Lexington letting that big lead slip, and Spokane so close, but not quite against the top team in the USL Super League in Carolina.
Well, and going into that game, Josh, you take a point on the road against the team that's in the lead. But so it's a good result for them. But watching the game, they had the opportunities to get 3 points. So I'm sure they feel a little bit hard done by. But looking in totality, still a pretty good result during their road stretch.
Brooklyn winning tonight. The live standings have Brooklyn now in first spot. Here comes Spokane forward. And to get something started. Cross looking for that back post area, head of the way. Will be another opportunity for Valorand and Spokane. Another deflected cross and a corner kick for Zephyr. Player down here for Lexington. Back to her feet is Julie Macon, a Castle Rock, Colorado native.
That's another Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick.
Chance for Amina Ekic to serve this in. Ekic delivers the in-swinger, punched away, and the clearance as well. And Spokane, who's able to keep it, and they're looking down that far side again. Ekic cutting it in, wanting on that left foot. It's Murray now, steps on it and pulls it back. Murray finding space for Ekic. Ekic going in again. Deflection comes off of Ekic, and it's a goal kick.
Well, that whole sequence started with a great in-swinging service from Ekic, but Katie Murray actually had a lot of time to go in that penalty area. They do a good job to keep it in possession, not able to find the final product, but they use that corner kick to really generate a pretty good opportunity.
And looking to play out and touch down the line, Hannah Richardson. Richardson bursting forward and now looking to play it out wide. Options to pick out in the middle. The cross comes in towards the penalty spot and all the way through the box. Spokane, maybe a chance to look upfield now. Here's Vetter. Jenny Vetter looking through the middle and again broken up. Nayoung Shin. And Perez. Perez didn't get the start in the last game, but gets back in the starting lineup here tonight. An important player for this Lexington side, as we talked about with those 5 assists. Almer. And again, Murray. Moved out wide, a cross coming in, bouncing once. This will end up out of play. Vigiano sees it out for a throw-in.
And we're not seeing a whole lot centrally because it's 3 against 3 the way these two systems match up. But Almer gets on that ball and is what allows Spokane to get forward, is when she has the 6 can get on it on the half turn and play penetrating ball.
Here's Murray. Spokane trying to start things again. Comes in Fields, through a couple of white shirts, chase for this loose ball, and Ekic helps to keep it. Now turned over, and Amanda Allen, Loney from the Orlando Pride. Allen again moves it out wide for Maddie Parsons, who's looking in field. Parsons plays it back towards the top of the area, runs all the way through. On the turn, just too much on the pass as it runs out of play.
And right now, it's just decisions in the final third, especially for Maddie Parsons. She's had 2 opportunities in the last few minutes where the service has just come a little bit slow and all the runs have already been in the box and there's just been no options across. So just that efficiency in the final third, and we know she has that where she's gotten a ton of assists on the year as well. It just needs to be a little quicker as Spokane recovers.
Mike Dickey talked about getting something out of these attacking opportunities, whether it be a shot on goal, whether it be a corner kick. That, I don't think, is what he was looking for.
No, it's just the speed of play right now. They're doing really well to get in there, but it's just a little too slow on the decision making, so it allows Spokane Zephyr to get back and make sure that they're tight on their marks.
Spokane Zephyr, Joe Johnson said, this is a team that presses a lot, so you have to be wary of when to play out and how to play out as well. Into the middle, and now move down the line. It's a long run. Now young Shin will get there first. Nonsense defending, out for a throw.
And nothing comes from it, but it's good build-up play from Spokane. There's a lot of pressing. That limiting of turnovers in that defensive third, really important, where they can break that pressure and just establish more possession in their attacking half like they are now.
This one played back again for Sarah Cox, who gets the starting goal tonight. Stanford product. Lexington able to work through the lines here and now find space out wide with Amanda Allen. Allen charging forward. Allen hesitates, gets end line, cuts it back. Scramble right in front of goal. And now the flag comes up for offside.
That's really good isolation play in the 1v1 from Amanda Allen, and Maddie Parsons keeping it alive. But I like this right here, looking to take on in the outside channel, dips her shoulder, goes right, but look at the composure right here to throw off Thomas. It's a great cutback across, trying to keep it alive. A little unlucky coming from out of bounds to try to play that, but better from Lexington.
It's Cox way out of her area there and just puts it out of play. Was lucky that her foot made contact with that ball.
I think where Lexington's starting to find a little bit of success is on the sides of Almer when they're building up in possession. That's an area where Amanda Allen's getting into, Hannah Richardson, Autumn Weeks. They have a lot of interchange there, so Spokane's gonna have to be aware of that when they're on the defensive side.
Pass through the middle, quick give and go. Now trying to connect with Ekich out wide. Instead, it's Clark who just turns it back. Ulmer steps over a challenge. Ulmer gives it away. And Lexington looking for a way out. Autumn Weeks taken off the ball. And out for Lexington throw-in. Rain has been off and on. Looks like it has stopped for the moment. Should pick up again, we're hearing in just a little bit. Amanda Allen down the line. Allen trying to turn the corner and does. Allen serves. Somehow it snuck all the way through. Vigiano a chance to carry it out. And it's touched out for a throw-in.
And Amanda Allen certainly has that first few steps change of pace that's been really successful for her. She lures her players in, Haley Thomas defending, and then just takes that first few steps, an aggressive first touch. That's a great ball across, but two players almost making the exact same run. She's going to be a threat all game if she continues to go in the 1v1 like that.
May have been a slight deflection on it from Sydney Cummings, which took it out of the path of the two Lexington players there in the middle waiting for that cross. Down the line, Lexington looking infield again. This is too strong, looking for Maddie Parsons, the October Player of the Month in the USL Super League. 5 goals, 4 assists for Parsons. Here's Murray. Trying to hop over a challenge, advantage being played. Now the cross coming in, bouncing out of play. We talked about the other game going on. How about Brooklyn? Luana Grabias has scored a hat trick in 13 minutes. First goal in the 31st minute, last goal in the 44th minute. She scored her first 2 in 3 minutes.
She's trying to get to 100 on her own, just in this game.
She might, she might. Race to 100 is on tonight between this one and DC and Brooklyn. There's a quick whistle, foul in the middle, free kick to Spokane. Play through the middle, off the chest, and the clearance away. Ekich now charging forward, laying it off for Ulmer.
But I like this recycling of play. They picked a moment to choose. Vetter was stepping and pressing Cox in goal. That allows them to reestablish possession. And so we're used to Lexington wanting to press, but it's good from Spokane. They read those cues, and it sets this play.
Moved out wide. Chance to now look in fields. Valorand down the line. Vigiano. It's last off Lexington. A throw into Spokane. It over the top, and now able to turn out of trouble. Lexington trying to find something upfield again with Amanda Allen down this right side, giving Spokane all they can handle right now. Allen again going end line, now turns it back, trying to go 5-full. Ekic. Ekic, it's a foul.
And down this near side is a battle on both sides. Ekic and Courtney Jones, but also Amanda Allen and Haley Thomas, both really going after it. It's a really fun matchup to watch. Amanda Allen going in the 1v1. And you can see Haley Thomas is adapting a little bit in that 1v1 environment, just trying to be a little bit more patient against her speed.
This one bounces over the head of Ekic. Right about the midway point of this first half, and still no shots in this game. There's Braun. Did not play in the game on Saturday against Carolina Ascent, Braun. Cummings deflected through traffic. And out for a Spokane corner kick. Second of the game for Zephyr.
But that's what we need to see from Spokane if they're gonna try to upset the way Lexington is defending. A center back has to come forward off the dribble based on the system of play that allows them to have some space and players to come out. So I think if we see that more from Spokane, it'll help their attack.
Sophia Braun to take it, Maloney from the Kansas City Current. Braun delivers, back post, heads go up. It's headed away by Perez. That was headed towards goal. Valoran now. And Richardson gets it out of play for a Spokane throw-in.
This is a great opportunity, a good service from Braun all the way to the back of the 6. It's Valoran that goes up. It's a powerful header, but Perez in a great spot to get that out of danger.
Spokane looking infield again. Vetter cuts it back. Allen trying to play out now. And the clearance out for a Lexington throw-in. And they do well defensively in that sequence.
When I was talking about what Spokane can do with the center backs coming forward and drawing out Autumn Weeks and the holding mids of Lexington, but Lexington as well, it's hard to do, but they need to get on the sides of Taylor Ulmer, the holding mid for Spokane.
Ekic quick to win it back for Spokane Zephyr. Ekic goes down, it's a point to the spot. A penalty to Spokane.
It's just a silly turnover in their final third. Ekic just puts her head down, goes in the 1v1, and Claire Winter is just tugging a little bit. When you have all the momentum like Amina Ekic does, and you've got 4 players around her, you've got to show patience in that moment. And unfortunately, Winter goes in a little bit too hard and concedes the penalty.
Amina Ekic standing over this penalty kick for Spokane. The Louisville native scored the first goal in Spokane Zephyr history from the penalty spot. And this one would mean a whole lot in her home state. It's Ekic against Sarah Cox. Long run up, and Ekic scores! You can hear her family going crazy in the stands as Spokane Zephyr take the lead in Lexington.
And you got to be happy for her coming back to her home state. Not only drawing the penalty, which sometimes you don't see this happen very often. You don't see a player necessarily win the penalty and then go up and always take it. But that's what we see right here. Amina Ekic draws the penalty, steps up, looks like she's going at pace, stutter steps, Cox moves, and she just calmly places it in for the finish.
It's the little stutter that did it all, and then the celebration on for Ekic and her teammates. For Ekic, that is her 3rd goal of the season. The Bosnia and Herzegovina international. Played 3 years with Louisville City. Played her with Racing Louisville. Played her college soccer at Louisville. So she about an hour away in Louisville. Made a lot of her soccer memories, but another one here in the Bluegrass State in Lexington.
And to see her rewarded for that, and she's been really bright in this first half for Spokane. She's had a lot of opportunities going against Courtney Jones. And to be fair to Courtney Jones, she's been very good on her. But that moment, it was just off that throw in, and that's what happens when you press. Sometimes you just force those opportunities, and then that leads into your attack.
2 of Ekich's 3 goals this year been against Lexington, scored in the 3-2 win for Lexington back in Spokane on October 13th. Here's Allen, deflection. Take it all the way to the far touchline and out for a Lexington throw. It was Parsons who went down in the middle, was looking for a foul. Lexington will have a throw in instead. Clearance out of play, but first a whistle and a Lexington free kick on the way. Again, Madison Perez will come up to take this, the center back. Reason for her 5 assists leading the league is because she stands over so many of these set pieces. You don't see that a lot from a center back.
Definitely not.
Ready to deliver. Perez lofts it in towards goal, and a straightforward catch for Hope Heisey. Spokane finding some room to run into now with Haley Thomas. Ekich could not get there in front of Jones, but it is a throw into Spokane.
And these are moments right here where it's really difficult when you're a high-pressing team and aggressive team like Lexington. In your defending final third, you do have to show a little bit of patience there and make sure you don't commit too many fouls. There's still some opportunities where you're seeing that it's a little aggressive stepping in on the ball.
Gonna play this through and right into the hands of Sarah Cox. Cox, 30 years old, has played in the WPSL. Before that, played her college soccer at Stanford. Ekich getting tangled up again with Courtney Jones. And it's a whistle and a free kick going Lexington's way. Cheers to local beer. West 6th Brewing is proud to be the official craft beer of Lexington Sporting Club. Find their locally craft beers all around the state of Kentucky, from the flagship West 6th IPA to Sixter Light Lager. There's something for everyone. Head to west6th.com to visit one of their dynamic tap rooms and learn more about Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC. Lexington moving it into the attacking third again, and Jones will come forward for the throw. The end line, Allen. That was last off of Courtney Jones, throwing back to Spokane. Vetter turning it upfield and hopping over to challenge. Good work there by Jenny Vetter. Sophia Braun looking for Julian Valorand, who's running into open space. Valorand cutting it in. Dispossessed pretty easily by Autumn Weeks.
And that's really good defensive work from Lexington, but you can see what Jenny Vetter can do when she goes in the 1v1. As the game goes on, those are spaces that might open up for either team, because right now both back lines are playing really aggressive stepping. You almost need to see that second runner go behind the initial person that's checking to the ball to expose that space, but I like seeing the front runners run at the back lines of the opposition.
We talked about Lexington scoring the most goals, but also conceding the most goals. That goal they conceded was number 27. It's 15 more than the next closest team.
And that's what's incredibly hard, Josh, is when you commit that many numbers forward, the rest of your team that aren't the primary players involved in the attack have to be organizing behind the ball. You have to limit those turnovers or be in a position to win it right back. And those are things that come with time, but it can be a risk versus reward decision that has to be made.
Stoppage here because of Haley Thomas being down. Oh, when these teams played earlier in October, it was Lexington's first win, and it was a 5-goal thriller.
It was very exciting. Lots of goals, lots of finishes in and around, and Lexington would come and eventually get the game winner, but it was a lot of back and forth between both of these teams.
It was back and forth the entire game. Lexington scored the first goal of the game. It flip-flopped from there, and then a good goal there by Amina Ekic, and then in the end, it was Shepard to win it. That was the first win of the season for Lexington. They followed it up the next week with a 2-1 win over Fort Lauderdale. Those are only 2 wins of the season. Still looking for win number 1 at home. As Madison Perez is standing over a Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick. Floating it up. The header cleared away. Nothing doing there for Lexington. Cut it infield again, and the clearance.
And not only at this point in the game, just because there's 10 minutes left in the half, but I think for Spokane to keep the lines really tight like this is important, as that one looks like it's going to trickle over for a corner kick. But in an expansive shape, Lexington's really dangerous when they're running at you with Richardson and Allen and Parsons. So they want to continue to stay really compact to see out this half.
They'll have another Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick on the way. The second half has started in DC, 3-0 to Brooklyn. We're on 100 watch. We're now at 99 for goal number 100 here. Rain starting to fall again in Lexington. Perez delivers back post. It's right on top of Hope Heisey, who makes the catch and will come to the tougher area looking to distribute. She'll decide to hold on instead.
Well, Hope Heisey does it this time, and something we talked to Joe Johnson about this past week was just the defending in the box being better and better and wanting to get better in those 18-yard boxes on both ends, and that's something Hope Heisey's really brought is that organizational piece. And we've seen them defend 2 corners, and they've been really good to defend the back post area.
Heisey from Tucson, Arizona, stayed in Tucson for her college, played at Arizona. Pass Off the mark from Sydney Cummings. Throwing for Lexington as they look to get back in this game. The penalty from Amina Ekic in the 26th minute, scoring in her return to her home state. Come forward again and lopped it over the top. Jones there to get the initial header. Perez helps it along. Murray went down. It's Lexington who can get it out. Hannah Richardson finding space. Parsons up ahead. Allen coming into the picture. Cross in the middle. Amanda Allen comes away with it. Allen trying to go through the legs of Haley Thomas. Nothing doing.
But when Richardson's going in the 1v1 in the wide areas, that's when Lexington looks at their best, when they have that counter-attacking shape. So Spokane's got to be really aware of that, because when they're off and running, they can be extremely dangerous at getting numbers forward.
Almer taking off the ball. Winter. Clearance. Was there a deflection on it? There was. Throwing back to Spokane. Lexington at this point in the in the first half, still no shots tallied for the home side tonight. We talked about how much they've, I don't know if I want to say struggled, but they don't have a win on their home field yet. They're the only team in the league that has not yet won at home. They thought they were going to get one against Dallas, but not meant to be. Cross floated in and straight out.
But to your point, I'm glad to see Autumn Weeks getting a little bit higher. There seems to be a big separation between the midfield and the front three of Lexington when they do get forward. So just more numbers in the box, really important.
In the aftermath of both Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the USL has partnered with United Way Suncoast to help the Tampa Bay area recover from the devastation the storm left behind. To learn how you can get involved, scan the QR code or visit www.uslsoccer.com/Milton to ensure individuals and families have the access to resources they need to recover. Nice touch there by Thomas. Both teams playing on the weekend. Not a ton of rotation in the starting lineups coming into play tonight. See how that factors into maybe the last half hour or so with subs. Murray picks it up, has space to run into, and has options to either side. It's Vigiano trying to cut it back for Vetter. Just took one too many touches. Valorand deflected towards the top of the area. Vetter again. Another deflection, and this will bounce in the hands of Sarah Cox.
Well, what I love about what Spokane's doing, especially through Katie Murray, she's just a worker there in midfield. And when it's a 3-against-3, sometimes you just have to outplay in the 1v1 and find space. And when she does that, Spokane gets opportunities.
Parsons getting tugged on, and a free kick. Again, it's been all about this near side in this first half on both ends.
And Parsons is rotating out into the wide spaces, especially off this right side, just trying to look to upset the back line of Spokane and pull them out of shape. And that time you could just see how strong she is on the ball. There's been a lot of battles in that wide area.
Perez again ready to deliver for Lexington. Floated up, Heisey is there. On the line for Thomas, and it runs out of play. The USL Super League kicked off its inaugural Division I Professional Women's Soccer League in August, featuring 8 teams located throughout the country. Watch all the Super League games and historic firsts airing exclusively on NBC's Peacock Network. Thomas, the throw-in. Richardson. Through the middle again, nothing on.
But this is where Lexington can change the point, because Almer, once she goes for it, leaves space on the opposite side.
And Amanda Allen, this is some of the most space she's had. How can she utilize it this time? Allen cutting it in. Allen went for power and drove it just wide.
But I love this from Allen. It's a great change of point. This is what Lexington needs to do. Find the opposite side, isolate either Richardson or Allen in the 1v1. She does a great job of getting a half yard of space. Just comes around it with her hips a little bit too much and tugging it past the far post.
Spokane coming on the road, 5 shots, 1 on target in this first half. Had the majority of possession. They had more final third entries, although Lexington have more touches in the opposition box, 11 to 10. Played over the top. Cox hesitated momentarily. The clearance back into the middle. Lexington come away with it. Allen. Amanda Allen gonna make things happen for Lexington SC. Courtney Jones. Jones able to recover well. Sends the cross in. Flicked across the face of goal and cleared.
It's some really good play with the group. There's a lot of play in the outside channels. Again, we've talked about it all day so far. It's that wide space.
2 minutes more in this first half as the rain continues to fall here in Lexington. Passing, and nothing on the end of it, and then Spokane gave it right back. Spokane coming into play tonight was one of 2 teams with single-digit goals, and 9 coming in. And they had the second most conceded as well with 12. A minute through the minimum of 2.
There just seems to be a little bit more hunger from Lexington, though, in these final few minutes, getting more numbers forward. Shea Moyer is a big part of that, too. They need one of their holding mids to step up and create that 5th player that's going at the back line of Spokane, especially with the rain falling, get more crosses in, get more shots. You just never know what can happen with this kind of surface if you get the ball in the box.
A chance for one more try at goal for Lexington. They'll have a throw in here. On a play yet again. Jones trying to go quickly down the line. Chance to cross. Back post over everybody's head. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, to be fair, not a lot of attacking opportunities in these first 45 minutes. But Spokane, they have the penalty that has them out in front.
Well, sometimes with games like this, it's just about a moment. There's a lot of play in the middle third, not a lot in the boxes till we got a little bit more towards the end of the first half as Lexington felt like they needed to push. But this is a game where concentration matters, little things matter, especially now with the rain and everything that's happening right now. A lot can happen.
The players will hit the dressing room at halftime, trying to stay dry as the rain continues to fall here in Lexington, Kentucky. A chance for a team talk for both sides. Amina Ekic, her goal is the difference so far through 45 minutes. But we are glad to welcome in Spokane at midfielder Taylor Almer. Well, Taylor, take us through that first half. What'd you take away from the first 45 minutes?
You know, with the conditions and everything, I wouldn't say it's our best 45 minutes of soccer, but, you know, we found a way to get a goal, and now it's just a matter of how do we clean up the little turnovers and keep the ball a little more, especially as the rain picks up, and see if we can convert more in front of goal.
And Taylor, you guys found a way to get the lead, but Lexington starting to push towards the end of the first half as expected. What do you think is important about how you guys start the second half when you come back out?
I think it's starting with energy. You know, they're down 1-0 at home, so they're going to come out with energy. So for us, it's not only matching that, but taking it one step further.
Taylor, thanks so much for your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Taylor and her teammates will go get dry along with the Lexington players, but we have reached the break here from Lexington, Kentucky. It's Lexington 0, it's Spokane 1. Stay with us for halftime right here. It's the USL Super League on Peacock.
Once the game kicks off, the hype doesn't matter anymore. Your follower count means nothing. Your resume is irrelevant. What matters is the moment, the game, the crest on the front of your jersey, the people you play for. Are you going to make history? Are you going to save the day? Are you going to score a hat trick, break some ankles, or give a kid the thrill of a lifetime? This is what the movement is all about. These moments that matter. The USL Super League.
We live with you, build with you, grow up with you, and dream with you. At Central Bank, we belong to the same communities you do. You're our neighbors, friends, and business partners. And through the relationships we build with you every day, we consistently serve you better. That's what highly personal banking is all about. We start with you.
UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine offers comprehensive treatments for bone, joint, and muscle disorders and injuries of all types, from complex repairs to complete replacements. UKHealthcare.com, the power of advanced medicine.
The atmosphere is going to be amazing. The stadium is incredible, and you're going to be watching the highest level of professional women's soccer.
This is just something Lexington hasn't had yet, and we can't wait to be a part of this for years to come.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Race to the top.
You're on.
It's time to power up your old checking account. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union created Power Checking. This incredible all-in-one account powers your spending, and with built-in high-yield savings, grows your balance at the same time. No minimums, no limits, just unparalleled benefits.
Raise it back down.
So kick it up a notch with Power Checking, only from Commonwealth Credit Union, the official credit union of Lexington SC.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The Ponchos are out tonight in Lexington as Lexington is still looking for a goal as Spokane leads at the break here at Lexington Stadium. Scores and what is to come in the USL Super League. Another game going on right now. Brooklyn taking on DC Power. Right now, that game is 3-0 in favor of Brooklyn FC on the road at Audi Field. And more games coming this weekend. The Tampa Bay Sun will host Carolina Ascent in Spokane. They're right back at it on the road, of course, next week.
It just continues to be on the road, and Carolina Ascent having another opportunity to try to stay undefeated against a tough Tampa Bay Sun FC team.
So good action, all of this action, of course, on Peacock. The standings, these are the live standings, which would have Brooklyn at the top. Carolina, 6 draws so far.
And that's really helping them because they're always in games. They're just incredibly hard to beat. But even Lexington, who's in 8th with 3 points, would jump a few spots if they weren't able to get that tonight.
Oh, a big second half on the way. 3 points has Spokane in 4th spot right now. News and notes, talked about Dallas Trinity and their big comeback, but the first edition of the Florida Derby between Fort Lauderdale and Tampa Bay ending in a draw.
And McClellan, you talk about Carolina's ability to get ties. A big part of those shutouts is Megan McClellan getting her league-high 6th clean sheet against Spokane.
Plenty of good action going on around the USL Super League. We are at halftime from Lexington where the rain is continuing to fall. The hoods are on. The ponchos are out. It's Spokane Zephyr who leads it by 1-0. By all means necessary, stay out of the rain and stay dry tonight. It is 1-0 in favor of Spokane Zephyr over the home side, Lexington SC. The highlights from the first 45 minutes. Wasn't a whole lot of attacking options, but Amina Ekic, she drew the penalty.
There would be a turnover in that defensive final third off a throw-in. Claire Winter comes in, makes the foul, and Amina Ekic steps up. Just a little stutter step. It sends Cox the wrong way. This is a well-taken penalty. She knew exactly what she was doing with her cadence and the approach, and a good finish.
Ekic, her 3rd goal of the year, her 2nd against Lexington. Lexington, they got into this game late in the first half.
This was the best opportunity of the half. Off the change of point, Amanda Allen in the 1v1, a little stutter step of her own here to get a half yard of space, and it looked like it was going in that far post, but just tugged a little bit wide, but a good opportunity from the front runner.
Amanda Allen trying to get things going for Lexington as they've not had a ton of chances on goal tonight. Just 1 shot on target. Spokane is owning the possession game as well.
They are, and they've had a lot of it around the back end through the holding mid of Taylor Almer. So Lexington is going to have to find a way to either upset that balance or be more dangerous in creating opportunities on frame.
A big second half on the way. Lexington SC looking for their first home win of this first Super League season. 45 more minutes to go. Spokane leads it by 1-0.
like this. Do the little things well and compete.
We'll see what we get in this second half. Not a lot of chances in the first half for Lexington. They grew into that first half. Waiting on the whistle of our referee, Ben Meyer. We can get this second half underway. Glad to be with you tonight on Peacock with Casey White. I'm Josh Eastern. 45 more minutes to go from Lexington, Kentucky. Spokane in the midst of a 6-game road trip, looking for their first road win. Lexington looking for their first home win. Quick give and go. And here is Vigiano coming to the end line. It's deflected out of play, and it's an early corner kick on the way for Spokane.
Well, we heard from Taylor Almer right before half that she wanted to see her team match the energy, if not be better than Lexington's energy coming back out as they're searching for the goal. And them going forward right away, very vertical, earning a corner kick, is doing just that.
Substitution onto the field. It's Emma Johnson coming on for Claire Winter. Academy player enters. It's a corner kick here towards the near post, punched away by Cox. And it'll be another corner kick on the way for Spokane. Johnson, the Academy player, is her 5th appearance, has started 3 games. Another ball floated in, flicked along. And Richardson will prevent another corner kick as it's sent towards midfield and collected by Sarah Clark. Almer. Now a chance to drive in field. Ekich. Lays it off. Valorand. Trying to return that ball. Valorand now weaving through. Trying to get out of Murray's way. Ekich now. The return for Valorand.
We saw this from Spokane in the last game versus the Ascent. The outside backs start to get a lot more forward in the second half, and we're already seeing that here.
Moved out wide again. Cross coming in and taken by Sarah Cox. Lexington keeping it on the surface. Parsons a chance to turn. Parsons hops over one challenge. And connects out wide. Amanda Allen. Allen trying to go for goal. Shot blocked immediately. Parsons couldn't keep it. And Spokane can look upfield. Now look direct over the top. Vetter couldn't hold on to it. Spokane head coach Joe Johnson talked about finishing being really the next step for this team, hitting the post 4 times against Carolina. They haven't scored coming into tonight in the last 2 games, getting that penalty in the first half.
Well, and something we're already seeing too from Lexington, they made a couple changes just in the way they're set up. Amanda Allen's come over to the left with Hannah Richardson off to the right, and also with Emma Johnson coming into the game, playing a little higher at times with Moyer in a lower position to be able to be that pivot. So just some more players going forward.
Comes infield again. Vetter deflected and out of play. It's a corner kick on the way for Spokane, already their 3rd of this second half. Rain really falling, and looking at the forecast, it doesn't look like it's going to let up much. Braun on the in-swinger. Curls it towards the top of the 6. Header away by Perez. the top once again. And now a chance to run. Lexington on the move. Richardson for Allen. It's Ulmer making the long run as well. Allen gets there first. Allen's shot is taken by Heisey.
And it's good attacking transition from Lexington. Allen was a little bit hesitant to go into that full sprint at the very beginning, then decides to, but Ulmer recovers really well. Allen wants to get it on her right foot, cuts inside, tries to curl it near post, but Heisey's there.
Allen, the loanee from the Orlando Pride, 1 cap for the Canadian women's national team. Moved out wide again, right back in Fields. Valorand to keep her feet. Floated over the top. Lexington win it back with Shin. Now to play. When it's this wet, what do players have to consider?
Well, you always have to consider that there's going to be a skip or something a little bit strange on the ball, but I think for both of these teams, it's that there's always cover. You saw Valorant slip a little bit. If that happens in your defending final third, someone can take advantage of that. So you might have to cover a little bit tighter as the defender that's closest, and Lexington's going to have to do that as well, because they're not going to want Spokane to extend the lead on something silly that might happen in the back.
Did you like playing on a fast surface when it's wet?
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. You could get the speed of play going, and it highlights technical ability. You have to be able to handle that on a slick surface, which can be hard.
Trying to move it down the line again. There have been some challenges put in these wide positions tonight. Vetter wanted the foul there. Curious if this rain maybe favors one side or the other. Spokane has had a lot more of the ball, but this is a Lexington side that loves to get out in transition and go.
Right, and you know, we talk about the adjustments.
Here's a bad giveaway and a chance to shoot Ekich. The shot goes wide.
When we talk about some of the adjustments, there's a turnover there, which you got to be very careful with in any situation, but especially this with Ekich standing right there in the middle. But she gets the ball right off of Shin as she tries to change the point of attack, just under hits it. And I think Ekich had a lot more time than she realized maybe to line up that shot. But I think Spokane, because they've had more possession, they want to keep the ball. So really this does favor Lexington because it's going to not allow them to keep it as efficiently as they might like, and they can press instead.
So far, 61% of the ball has gone Spokane's way. Allen trying to burst through the middle. Amanda Allen. Called her name quite a bit tonight, Allen, for Lexington. Flag stays down. Parsons trying to turn the corner. Parsons deflected. It's right on the goal line, and Heisey gets it from in between the legs of Valorand.
And Madison Parsons does something really interesting here, just completely slows down and then goes right around looking to pick out Johnson, but it's the deflection that actually almost causes the issue. But she makes a good decision to cut this back, but that becomes extremely dangerous. Good from Valorant to come across and help Hope Heisey in that situation.
Basically sat on the ball there. And
yeah, that was
a good thing for Heisey.
Interesting because she wasn't really trying to get up, so there was a little bit of an argument there from Lexington.
Now streaming forward again, it's Murray. Johnson, we just saw her on the other end, nearly on the doorstep to score, and draws the foul here. 17-year-olds.
mind that both teams are trying to play, but I think if you're Lexington, you're having more success when you get Amanda Allen and Hannah Richardson on the ball or get the ball in your attacking half, because then you could press a little higher, which they're very good at, Lexington, dispossessing in their attacking final third and turning that into attacking opportunities.
Runs out of play. Select the official match ball supplier of the USL Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Gonna roll this through again, and it runs out of play. In the aftermath of both Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the USL has partnered with United Way Suncoast to help the Tampa Bay area recover from the devastation the storm left behind. To learn how you can get involved, scan the QR code or visit uslsoccer.com/Milton to ensure individuals and families have the access to resources they need to recover. So for 10 minutes into this second half, a bit more lively than what it was in the first half. The rain coming down. But Lexington still searching for a goal. Johnson was fighting in the middle, couldn't keep it. And now looking upfield, Zephyr for Spokane. Perez timed the challenge perfectly.
And there's a really good battle going on in midfield too between Johnson and Murray. Murray is just that worker in midfield, disrupts everything, destructive. And then Vetter going in the 1v1 against Perez. So there's going to be a lot of 1v1 isolation. You kind of get the feeling that whichever team can stay a little bit more disciplined is going to be the team that wins out.
Subs on the way for Spokane. It'll be 2 subs. Emma Jaskinek and Alyssa Bourgeois will enter, exiting Julianne Valorand and Jenny Vetter.
It's just a little different personality too with Jaskinek coming into the game. Vetter's a little bit more direct in the 1v1. Jaskinek is a little bit more in the hold-up play. They can both do the opposite as well, but just their personal qualities are a little bit different. So this will give Spokane an ability to play through the middle, hold the ball, and build up in possession through that middle third.
We talked to Jo Johnson about the next step, and we talked about the attack, and she mentioned 2 players specifically. Jaskinek was one of them, Vetter the other, and one comes on for the other here. They try to find some solutions in that number 9 spot, Spokane.
And a lot of times what Jaskinek can do there is hold it. It draws the 2 center backs of Perez and Shin in, so it gives more space to Ekic and Vigiano wide.
There's another wide player in Ekic who couldn't get on the end of it, but they do. Spokane earn a corner kick. Sophia Braun again standing over it for Spokane. It's an in-swinging ball right into the 6-yard box, and a collision there. The foul will go back Lexington's way.
They're just very combative at the back post area. It's Haley Thomas giving everything she can to try to win this. Shin does extremely well. Keeps her eye on the ball, times it perfectly to head it out, but she gets the collision right after from the outside back coming in.
Already back on their feet. Na Young Shin, Korean. Cox will send everybody forward. Lexington will put this back in play. Over the top, Cummings has to dump this one out of play.
And those are little moments where sometimes Cummings would choose to keep it, but with this surface the way it is, you just got to play safe.
Allen, 2 white shirts come over. Another throw into Lexington. Deflected in the middle. Quick shot coming on. And right into the arms of Hope Heisey. Nothing doing from Autumn Weeks. Quick 1-2 passing, Ekic. Ekic cutting in, Ekic continuing on. Amina Ekic put Shin on the ground, but she fell over as well.
You can just see how dangerous Ekic can be when she gets going in the 1v1. She's a player that's looking to make a difference.
Braun slides it forward. Moved out wide, now the cross comes in. He's looking back post, Thomas to keep it alive for Spokane. Moves it back for Ekic. Moved out wide, yep, again. And the cross comes in, Shin with the clearance. It's out for another Spokane corner kick.
Well, and now Spokane's trying to find overloads in the wide area. They're doing a good job of it with Moyer and Emma Johnson not staying in those central roles. So Katie Murray's getting out there, and it just creates a number advantage for them in the wide space, and that's where all these attacks are coming from.
Another Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick.
Sophia Braun to take it once more for Spokane. Corner kick number 7. Braun delivers. Comes out for Murray. Shot is blocked. Richardson got in the way. Runs all the way through. And in the end, taken by Cox.
And you'd hope to have a runner off of that, but also from Almer, I think it's just smart, because if they lose it right there, that is a counter-attacking moment for Lexington. So just to leave it and get it in that end makes complete sense.
Streaming forward again. Murray's asking for it. Murray gets it, moves it ahead once more, and too far for Jaskinek. West 6th Brewing is a proud partner of the Lexington Sporting Club. With dynamic taproom locations all throughout the state of Kentucky, you can enjoy West 6 locally crafted beers for all your adventures. Enjoy a Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC at all home games or your favorite retailers around Lexington. Joe Johnson looking on, trying to find that elusive first road win. Coming into tonight, they had played Spokane the least amount of road games in the USL Super League, and now it's a team that is looking to find that first road win, although they're going to get plenty of chances over the next few weeks. They'll close out this portion of the season with 3 straight road games after this, for a grand total of 6 straight on the road.
And the way you approach away games is a little bit different. You have to think about different moments of the game, as the foul's called there and the attacking third, but different moments of the game where you have to manage things and just not allow opportunities on the road that you might take risk in at home.
A yellow card is given here because of, I think, a time-wasting scenario. It looks like that's the substitute, Marissa Bourgeois. Spokane get the throw. Not necessarily in a ton of rush to put it back in play. Bourgeois, the long throw. Trying to go quickly. And a stoppage here. The referee saying stop. Boy, that could have been trouble.
That's
we
interesting.
think that Bourgeois just picked up a yellow card a minute ago and then decided to stand right in the way of restarting, and that's been one of those points of emphasis for referees, to give a yellow card, delaying restarts.
And he's showing a little bit of leniency here because by the letter of the law, that should be a yellow card right there to Bourgeois.
Molly Ruse will enter for Katie Murray. There will also be Mary-Kate McGuire entering for Lexington, replacing Autumn Weeks. Second sub of the game for Lexington. Bourgeois with the clearance out of play. Is confirmed officially that she did pick up that yellow card a few minutes ago for time wasting, which is why there was our concern, at least, for her picking up a second yellow, delaying the restart.
They're very lucky. They're very lucky, Josh, that wasn't given a second yellow.
Amanda Allen. Allen getting a shot away, and it's just over the bar. And Heisey scrambling onto her goal line.
And Amanda Allen just trying to get a little bit of space and just decide, you know what, I haven't gone from long distance. A lot's been in the 1v1. Decides to go for it. It almost dips down. It's just a little bit too long.
Floated in again. The header is looping onto the roof of the net.
And I like this sub for Mary-Kate McGuire coming in. She has started all but one game for Lexington. I think that they've been losing the midfield battle in this second half with the changes. Katie Murray now has gone out for Spokane, and she's been a big part of that reason. So with Mary-Kate McGuire coming in, perhaps they can get a little more of that central play and going in their attack.
Corner kick here. It's a Commonwealth Credit Union corner, which is played short, and Parsons dribbles it right out of play.
Just a missed opportunity. I don't understand the decision, honestly, to go short because of the surface, because of the opportunity to get first, second, and third bounces, and it's difficult to clear. Get it into a dangerous area in the penalty box, especially because Spokane sent 2 players to defend. So you have no numbers advantage in that moment.
Past the midway point of the second half, Spokane still clinging to that 1-0 lead. The penalty in the first half from Amina Ekic. Amanda Allen cutting it in. Allen continuing. Allen deflected in front. Parsons, another big deflection. Parsons brings it down again. Parsons gets end line and again loses it out of play. This is one of 2 games going on tonight in the Super League. Brooklyn has taken down DC by 3-0. A hat trick in 13 minutes in the first half by Luana Grabias, which means if we get a goal tonight in our game, it is goal 100 in the USL Super League history.
Well, Lexington's certainly hoping for that. Maybe not for that reason, just getting the equalizer, but still exciting opportunity here.
you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including live matches from the USL Super League. Visit uslsuperleague.com/SiriusXM to view the schedule. Bourgeois blocked away and then given right back. Vigiano trying to go upfield quickly. Out of play again. Allen pulled back by Vigiano, and a yellow card going to Natalie Vigiano.
And the longer this half goes on, there's a couple things I'm noticing. It's which team's going to show the most discipline and just the focus. And this is a moment where, yeah, it doesn't really hurt anything right here to get a yellow card, but is it necessary? And so if that happens in your final third, that could be the undoing for a team like Spokane or Lexington. But also, there's a lot of turnovers in the midfield. So which one of these teams can secure the ball in that transition moment and try to take advantage?
In the 71st minute.
Lexington looking to make something happen in the attack, but the Spokane defense has been standing strong. It's the rain continuing to fall, and it is starting to pick up even more. Jo Johnson put her hood up. She's just letting it ride.
She's like, I'm already wet, why not?
Johnson taking off the ball. Spokane looking upfield. Ruse just lays it off.
And I think that's smart, though, from Ruse, because you have the lead. If they have a good defensive shape behind the ball, no need to really force anything unless there's a clear opportunity to take advantage.
Trying to touch this ahead. Ekic goes over. It's a throw-in going to Lexington, or pardon me, to Spokane.
And the initial tackle was fine, but it was the follow-through that seemed to really hurt Ekic in this moment. There's been a battle all night long with Jones, and it's right there, the tackle, but it's the follow-through after just coming right in and taking Amina Ekic out.
Ekic, a player who's battled injuries in her career. And still down for Spokane. In field, Bourgeois deflected shot. Jaskanek loops it back in field, and Sarah Cox holds on. Gonna play in behind. There's Heisey just to step up and knock it out of play. Infield again for Parsons. Parsons wins it back in a good area. Parsons had Allen's support, but instead the shot's out of play.
And because Lexington hasn't really established a lot of possession, I think these are the moments where they're going to have to capitalize on. When do they win the ball back? Can they look to go to goal? And I like the attitude from Parsons. Yes, she had Amanda Allen on the left side, maybe would have been able to play her in, but you can't fault a center forward for trying to go for goal and make the difference.
Here's Ekic. Ekic for Spokane. And Mina Ekic onto her left foot. Ekic blocked. A big defensive intervention by Na-Young Shin. And a corner kick to Spokane.
And that's great cover from Shin in the back. But what I love about Amina Ekic is she always is looking to take on. She wants to set you up like she's going to shoot. And she has scored some goals that way with that deception. But that time, Shin comes through with the block.
Corner kick number 8 for Spokane. Braun is ready. The in-swinging ball headed down. It wasn't all the way clear. Now Lexington get it out. Oh, scamper out to midfield. 15 minutes left. Slide it ahead, Perez in once again. We talked so much about Perez and her league-leading 5 assists, but she's put in more of a defensive shift tonight than anything.
And you really start see the surface make a difference where if you're just technically off a little bit, where your execution of pass isn't to feed, it's a little too much too in front, it's skipping by players. So that extra little bit of focus could be really important these last 14 minutes or so. Who's going to connect?
Richardson for Lexington. This is where it gets into the portion of the game where just played over the weekends. There weren't a whole lot of changes coming into the lineup. I wonder if maybe both coaches look to the bench again. Spokane had made 3 subs. Lexington had made 2. This will be pulled back for a foul. Both those players, Bourgeois and Vigiano, now on yellow cards, playing right next to each other, or on the same side at least. They need to be careful.
They absolutely do, and Amanda Allen's causing them fits when she does get on the ball, and so they've got to be able to keep their mind right. They do not need to have fouls. They need to show patience. They need to show composure in this moment. They have the 1-0 lead, so they have the ability to be able to do that, and so that's going to be important. But for Lexington, Perez is really going to have to make sure that this service is good. They have not found a way to establish possession in this game, but that doesn't mean that they can't tie it up with something like this.
Perez just goes down the line, and Allen trying to take on Vigiano and Bourgeois. Some more help comes over. Lexington trying to keep this. Richardson weaving through, poked away. Richardson trying to get back on it, and now it's cleared out to midfield. Oh, goalkeeper's way out. Perez, the last player back, and just boots it upfield. Now you can really see it. Not that it wasn't skipping before, but it's really moving now.
Yeah, just the cumulative effect for how long this has been raining, definitely affecting things.
Out of play and a chance for a substitution, which will see Kaylee Utley come on to replace Hannah Richardson. Utley, the St. Louis, Missouri native, a goal and an assist. Played with the Lexington SCW League team, previously to being signed to the Super League team. She was also part of the U.S. Army Reserves. A pretty unique fact there for Utley as she comes on. That is sub number 3 for Mike Dickey and Lexington. As Utley, those fresh legs will help to keep this in play.
Well, there's an example of why you just put the ball in the box, because it's hard for players to make decisions when the conditions are the way they are, and anything can happen.
Deflected, goal kick. Came off of Shane Moyer last. Moyer, who scored the second goal over the weekend. Every Wednesday, listen to USL Super League Game Week, a deep dive into all things Super League with hosts Marion Crowder and Anna Whitty. Follow along all season on the Sirius XM app. Lexington looking for something late on. Allen onto a right foot, Allen wide. And the attention of Heisey, who was able to see that skip out of play.
And what I'm liking from Allen, too, is she's not just staying in the wide space, even though she's effective out there. She's trying to find spaces, whether it's inverted, getting on the ball, taking on players, and then immediately looking to have an opportunity. This one's just tugged a little wide, but I like what she's doing playing in front of that back line. It's making it hard for the back line of Spokane.
Oh, big collision here. Parsons and Cummings together.
This was definitely combative right here from the center back and center forward. Just going in this moment. Cummings comes in hard. Parsons actually initiates the contact, but that's a difficult challenge there.
Number 23.
Substitutions, Sophia Braun will be exiting, along with Natalie Vigiano. 2 players on, Jody Ukekel, along with Marley Canales. Canales was one of those 2 changes from the last game.
She's definitely a player that can provide a lot of ground coverage in midfield, especially defensive work as they try to see out this game. And Ukekel had a good performance coming in off the bench versus Carolina, had a really good opportunity on frame. One of those close calls that almost gave them the lead.
And now a chance for Jaskinek in Spokane. Jaskinek running in, cuts it back, trying to connect with Ekic. Jaskinek just keeps it alive. There's Ukekel just down on the field. Cross coming in. Canales tried to take it on the volley just to move it along. Trying to play into space. And now play down the line. Haley Thomas. Spokane showing patience with 7.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Now maybe something on here. Jaskinek wide. What a chance for Spokane to really put this one out of reach.
And this was good from the referee to let this play on. Amina Ekic steps in and dispossesses Courtney Jones right here. There is a foul and a tug right there, but Emma Jaskinek's right on it, gets a half yard of space, and this looks like it's going in the side netting. Just not enough bend on it to get inside that post, but that's not far off.
Jaskinek, one of those players that head coach Joe Johnson pointed out to us on the call. Said she's really come a long way this season. Jaskinek, the Big Ten Midfielder of the Year at Wisconsin in 2022. Scored 37 goals in 91 appearances with the Badgers.
And although she's playing in the 9 and it's not her normal position, she does a really good job of playing in between the spaces, in the half space, getting on the ball, and has the ability to go towards goal like we just saw.
Ekic. Spokane about 5+ minutes away from earning their first ever road win. This would also be a result that would move them up in the standings. They'd be level on 13 points with Tampa Bay.
That's really nice play there through the midfield and the conditions, and that's Emma Jaskinek coming in like she's a 10, like she's a midfielder again, and helping them build out against that pressure.
Kekel sends the cross away. This timing that jump was Utley, which means Ekic can get on it. Touched ahead. The surface just a little bit too quick, and a goal kick.
And credit Spokane, though. They're trying to play through this, and if they do it in the right spots, I really have a lot of respect for it. They do have to be smart, though, in this final 5 minutes, not to do it when they're in too expansive of shape where Lexington could step in and win possession.
Join Lexington for their next home match on Saturday, December 7th, when the ladies in green from Lexington Sporting Club take on Brooklyn FC at 7 p.m. Secure your seats today and continue your support of Lexington SC. Brooklyn right now in first place in the USL Super League. Although they have one more game played than Carolina. Oh, given away. Lexington looking in field, chance to shoot, it's in! Mary-Kate McGuire with the equalizer and the 100th goal in Super League history.
If you're Lexington, you've got to be happy about this one. It really comes out of nothing, and it's a second half substitute, Mary-Kate McGuire, that's on the end of it, but Utley gets it in transition. It's a needless giveaway, a first-time shot, and that's what you need. You just need to get it on frame. It dips down at the perfect time. If you're Lexington, goes under Hope Heisey and goes right in, takes that skip. What a good finish from the midfielder.
Fourth goal of the season for Mary-Kate McGuire. And the 100th goal in USL Super League history comes in the 86th minute. The two substitutes connecting. Utley with her third goal contribution this season, a goal now and 2 assists.
We were just talking about how Spokane was doing so well not to give anything needlessly away, liking their possession, but to not do it in their defensive third, and that's what they did. And sometimes it just takes one opportunity or one giveaway to get another team back in it. And now Lexington has energy, and there's still a couple minutes left.
We talked about Ekic scoring 2 goals against Lexington this year. Now McGuire has scored 2 goals against Spokane. Maybe Lexington can look for more. Almer in the middle and turns it over and then gives it right back. A foul and a free kick will go Lexington's way.
Well, this is always so interesting because you have the 1-0 lead for so long in the game. Do you keep going for it, try to get back on top if you're Spokane, but you're on the road. A point is still good on the road, but it's so hard to control those emotions when you give up a late goal.
Allen searching. Here's Utley out wide. Utley comes in fields, not gone. It's McGuire. Another chance. McGuire went down. There was no whistle. And now Ekic turning it upfield for Spokane. Both teams feel they probably should have won on the weekend. You know, this one need a little bit more to get 3 points if they can get it. Lexington giving up a 2-goal lead and Spokane hitting the post 4 times and not scoring. Foul here, Bourgeois, and Spokane have a free kick. Sent forward, there's Cox to punch away. Ekich. Canales through traffic and blocked. And a chance to run. It's the 17-year-old Emma Johnson. Utley retrieves it again for Lexington. Another clearance. And this ball stays in play. Emina Ekich. It's a heavy touch. It'll be a throw-in as we enter stoppage time, which is only 2 minutes.
Well, and it's end to end, and both of these teams looking like they're trying to go for it. Not a lot of stoppage time. A little surprised by that, but both teams need to be very careful here, especially when they're the ones that are attacking, because there could be a transition moment.
Here's a shot. It's an easy catch for Cox. Given away halfway through the minimum of 2 minutes. Gonna play this ahead again. Ekich blocked away. Play down the line once again. Comes in field and the clearance by Lexington. Spokane trying to go quick here. They led this game for close to an hour. Bourgeois. Jaskinek trying to flick it along. Through the minimum of 2 minutes. Up to our referee Ben Meyer now. And that is full time. A goal apiece and a point apiece tonight from a very wet Lexington, Kentucky. A point and a draw, probably the fair result tonight.
I would agree on that. I do think not all ties are created equal, and Spokane's going to be disappointed. They had the vast majority of possession, giving up a late goal. But give credit to Lexington coming in, just staying strong even after that mistake early on in the game and fighting their way back in to get the equalizer.
Tonight, a milestone night for the league with goal number 100 being scored. It started all the way back with the first goal in August. Vicky Bruce for Carolina Ascent. This was against DC Power.
Yeah, and it's exciting to see how far we've come from that. The very first goal, this was a great one off of a set piece, and then all the way up until tonight with the 100th goal as well. It's just exciting to see this throughout the Super League.
Vicky Bruce with goal number 1. And with the 100th goal, it was Mary-Kate McGuire.
And it was good in transition right here. First time ball, Mary-Kate McGuire sneaks it in somehow to the near post area, but a great finish from her off the right foot from the attacking midfielder.
Mary-Kate McGuire, the Portsmouth, Rhode Island native, the 3-time Rhode Island Gatorade Player of the Year. Played her college soccer at Duke and then Ole Miss. But if you're Spokane, come on the roads, you get 2 points out of 2 tough road games, but they probably feel like they should have gotten more.
Yeah, I think with both games, they definitely probably feel that way, but I think it's hard when you go on the road. Still, you've got to keep it in perspective that they got a long road stretch ahead of them. And then for Mary-Kate McGuire, she really came into the game and not only got the goal, but made a difference in midfield as well with her play.
We will take a break. We'll come back and wrap things up from a very wet Lexington, Kentucky tonight. It finishes Lexington SC 1, Spokane Zephyr 1. We'll wrap things up right after this. Back in Lexington, Kentucky, the points shared tonight between Lexington SC and Spokane Zephyr. We're glad to be joined by Lexington forward Mary-Kate McGuire, the scorer of tonight's equalizer. Well, Mary-Kate, take us through that moment, your 4th goal on the season.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was awesome. I was just glad to be able to come in the game and try to make an impact to get us the point and even get us a chance to get the 3 points. But we're happy with the 1 point. I'm glad I was able to contribute.
Well, can you just talk about your group and the grit you guys showed in the second half, what you're most proud of from your team?
Yeah, absolutely. My team, it's all about grit for us. We've been working so hard, fighting every game. We've been unlucky the last couple of games, and we really wanted to come out here for the rest of November and really give 110% of what we had with the rain tonight and the weather. Just fighting every step of the way has been what we've been doing, so I'm super proud of our group for sure.
Just a few games left in this first portion of this season. What's the next step for this Lexington team?
Yes, definitely. We just want to build. We want to keep getting better. We want to keep getting points, and we want to move up in the standings for sure. And so that's one day at a time, getting better as a group every day.
Mary-Kate, thanks so much for your time. Congrats on the goal.
Thank you so much.
That's Mary-Kate McGuire of Lexington SC. Equalizing goal tonight for her. But in the first half, it was Amina Ekic drawing and then scoring the penalty.
And Amina Ekic was a handful all evening, steps up in a big moment for Spokane Zephyr, takes the penalty kick with the left foot, a little stop-start, puts it right in there for the 1-0 lead for Spokane in the first half.
Spokane led for nearly an hour in this game. The rain pouring down, the turnover, and the equalizer.
It's all about moments. Spokane had it in the first half. Lexington has it in the second half through the foot of Mary-Kate McGuire, scoring the 100th goal in USL Super League history. It's a great finish for the equalizer.
1-1 is the final score tonight. Those both of the goals, the stats. There were plenty of shots in this game, not a lot of shots on target.
And it didn't start out that way in the first half, but it ended 15-14 for Lexington in shots. And then the possession, though, still staying towards Spokane Zephyr's way, but that's not how it ended on the score line with that 86-minute goal.
It was a wet night tonight in Lexington, Kentucky, but in the end, a goal apiece and a point apiece between Spokane Zephyr and Lexington SC. That'll do it for our coverage tonight from the Bluegrass State. For our entire crew and broadcast partner Casey White, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long and good night from Lexington.